Hello student, we are discussing about the environmental. It is chapter number 15 and from the NCERT class 10th, and this is second video on this topic. We will discuss about the food chain and its web. Okay, in activity 15.4, in 15.4 we have formed a series of organisms feeding on one another. This series are organisms taking part at a various biotic level form a food chain. In diagram number 15.4, let us see 15.4. This is 15.4. It is a flow of energy. We get energy from the sunlight. Some energy goes to producer. Out of them, some energy goes to the herbivorous, and out of them, some energy goes to the carnivorous, and very few energy goes to the top carnivorous. It means that see here, it is a lot of energy in sun. Or some part of the sun energy consumed by the producer. Energy is lost. Now this energy, some energy goes to the herbivorous. Again energy is lost, and out of these some energy goes to the carnivorous. Here again energy is lost, and out of this some energy goes to the top carnivorous. It means that there is also a loss of energy. If we draw a triangle of energy triangle, we have to draw just like. It means that the energy goes reducing towards the top. We can see this. Okay, and then we will return to our part. Each step, we have seen that each step or level of the food chain form a tropical level. There are level: producer, sunlight, then producer, consumer, carnivorous, herbivorous, carnivorous. We have discussed this tropical level. The autotroph or producer are first tropical level. सगळ्यात खाली काय आहे बरं? Autotrophs means producer. Other word is producer. Producer means who produce their food with the help of sunlight. Then fix up the solar energy. They fix up the solar energy and make available for heterotrophs or consumer. And this energy make available to heterotrophs or the consumer. Means autotrophs or producer are the biotic plants which fix the solar energy. Then consumer or heterotrophs are the biotic component which do not or cannot fix the solar energy, but they have to take this energy from the producer. The herbivorous are the primary consumer. Herbivorous means the animal which graze, which get their food from the grass or plants. They are called also primary consumer. Why? Because they just eat the producer, and that's why they are primary consumer. And second, small carnivorous are secondary consumer, and third and large carnivorous are the tertiary consumer from the fourth tropic. Means we have to discuss about this energy diagram. First, what happened? Sunlight fixed by the producer. Herbivorous get the energy from the producer. These carnivorous get the energy from the herbivorous, and top carnivorous get the energy from the this carnivorous. In this way, the flow of energy goes to the top carnivorous. We have to discuss same thing. We are discussing same thing here. We know that food we eat act as a fuel to provide us energy to work. Whatever we eat is gives energy for our work. Thus, the interaction among the various components of the environment involve flow of energy from one component of the system to another. It means that the energy transfer from sunlight to producer, producer to herbivorous, herbivorous to carnivorous, carnivorous to top carnivorous. It indicates the flow of energy. It is each biotic component get this energy from other. We have studied autotrophs capture the energy present in sunlight and convert into chemical energy. In autotrophs means just like plants and some bacteria, they capture the sunlight. They capture the energy from the sunlight and turn into chemical energy. These are the producers which capture the sunlight and turn the energy into, store the energy in the chemical form. This energy supply to all activities of living thing, and this energy which is trapped or captured by the autotrophs is the source of energy for the living world, for the whole living world. From autotrophs it goes to the heterotrophs, and from heterotrophs and autotrophs it goes to the decomposer. It goes to the decomposer. It means that energy flow कसा आहे बरं, autotroph to heterotroph and heterotroph to decomposer. अगेन डिकम्पोजर पासून काय बरं सिंपल ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड होते आणि ऑटोट्रॉफ्सला जाते. In this way, there is energy flow. However, as we saw in previous chapter on source of energy, when one form of energy change to another, some energy is lost to the environmental form which cannot be used again. We have discussed that. There is a loss of energy. There is a loss of energy. I have given an example of the wood. If we burn the wood, it gives the some light energy, heat energy, and ash remain. But if we collect all these things, we cannot return the wood. We cannot make the same wood. It means that there is loss of something. The flow of energy between various components of the environment has been extensively studied, and it has been found that when we study about these components, we can conclude some things. We can say something about the loss of energy from one stage to another stage, because all sun energy is not consumed by the producer. All energy of the consumer of the producer is not consumed by the herbivorous. All energy of the herbivorous is not consumed by the carnivorous, and that's why there is a loss, tremendous loss of energy. It is said that green plant, it says that green plant in terrestrial ecosystem capture about 1% of energy from the sunlight. 1% only. 1% energy of the sunlight is captured, is trapped by the green plant, okay, and convert into food energy. Only 1% energy is converted into food energy by the producer, okay. Then when green plants are eaten by the primary consumer, a great deal of energy lost as heat to the environment. Some amount goes into digestion and in doing work, and rest goes to the growth and reproduction. The energy from the primary consumer, some energy required for the digestion, okay, some energy required for the doing work, okay, so some energy required for the growth of the animal, and some energy required for the reproduction. Whatever amount of the energy is taken from the producer is divided into many different activity. It is used in many different activity. It is says that average of 10% food eaten turn into own body and made available to next level of the consumer. What does herbivorous do? Only 10% energy use into their own body and make it available. It makes available for the consumer. 1% is taken from the sun. It become now 100%, and now out of 100%, 10% energy only goes to the consumer. Then, therefore, 10% can be taken as the average value for the amount of organic matter that is present at each step and reaches the next level of the consumer. Only in average value we can say that only in each step there is only 10% energy goes to the next level. Only 10% energy goes to the next level. Since so little energy is available for the next level of the consumer, food chain generally consists of only 3 or 4 steps. 4 steps. It means that we can say that the next level get only 10% energy and rest energy is lost. The loss of energy at each step is so great, very little usable energy remain after 4 trophic level. And after 4 trophic level, there is very little energy remain. What is next thing we have concluded? There are generally a greater number of individuals at a lower trophic level of the ecosystem. म्हणजे लोअर लेवल ट्रॉपिक लेवलवर काय बरं भरपूर इंडिव्हिज्युअल असतात. मीन्स देर इज लॉट ऑफ नंबर ऑफ ग्रास प्रोड्युसर. देर आर लॉट ऑफ नंबर ऑफ प्लांट्स अँड ग्रास अँड other things which can trap the sunlight. The greatest number is of the producer. In ecosystem we have seen that, if we observe that or study that, we observe that there is a lot of members of the producer. And such out of lot of member, some member transferred some energy to the consumer. And rest is waste. Next, the length and complexity of food chain is vary greatly. Each organism is generally eaten by two or more other kind of organism. Each organism, one organism, is eaten by two or more organism. Okay, means one, for example, fish. Fish is eaten by either frog also, it is also eaten by the birds also, it is eaten by the man also. It means that one organism fish can be eaten by the two or more organisms, which is turn are eaten by several other organisms, and then again this organism eaten by many organisms. So instead of straight line of food, the relationship can be shown as a series of branching line called food web. It is not a flow of energy in a state, but it is in a zigzag manner, because some plants eaten by the fish, fish eaten by frog, fish eaten by man, fish eaten by birds, birds are eaten by the man. Okay, birds are eaten by the man. So some birds are eaten by the other birds. This will be the form a net like structure, and that's why we say that it is a food web. Now discuss let us discuss about this diagram. Here are trophic level. First trophic level is producer. It is at the bottom of energy chart. It is great in number. Only 1%. How many? Only 1% of sunlight is trapped by the producer. Then it is only 10% energy consumed by the primary consumer. Out of this, only 10% energy is consumed by the secondary consumer, and only 10% energy is consumed by the tertiary consumer. And in this way, there is a lot of near about 90%. Here is 99% loss. Okay, but in energy flow there is 90% loss in each trophical level. There is a 90% loss of energy in each trophical level. We can conclude this. Again we will see that food chain in different ecosystem. This is forest ecosystem. These plants are eaten by the deer, and deers are eaten by the tiger. This is one food chain. In grassland, this grass is eaten by the some insect. Insects are eaten by the frog. Frog is eaten by the snake, and snake is eaten by the eagle. This is grassland food chain. In aquatic, this aquatic plant is eaten by insect like scorpion. Then it can be eaten by the fish, and fish is eaten by the some bird. This is aquatic food chain. There are different food chain in different ecosystem. We can say that, we can conclude this. Then next, we have told about the food web. About the food web consists of many food chain. It is consist of many food chain. Okay, we will discuss. Look at this picture. These are the producer. Why these are the producer? Because they produce their food directly from the sunlight. They produce their food from the sunlight. They trap the sunlight and prepare food. Then only 10% food is eaten by the herbivorous animal. These are the herbivorous animal. Herbivorous. Herbivorous means grass eater, we can say. These are the animals which are depend on the grass. Then these are the primary consumer. Primary consumer, why? Because they are firstly depend on the herbivorous. They are depend on the herbivorous. And these are the top carnivorous. Why? Because they are depend on the plant, animal eater. These are the carnivorous animal, and these carnivorous animal again depend on the carnivorous, and that's why they are called top carnivorous. And look at this diagram. There is zigzag food web, zigzag food chain. Okay, this is a zigzag food chain, and that's why it is called food web. Okay, we are discussing about this food web. From the energy flow diagram, two things become clear. First, the flow of energy is unidirectional. Unidirectional means from producer to consumer. Producer to consumer. There is no reverse diagram. Okay, energy flow from the producer to consumer, and that's why it is said that the flow of energy is unidirectional. Flow of energy is unidirectional. The energy that is captured by the autotrophs does not revert back to the solar input, and energy which passes to the herbivores does not come back to the autotroph. म्हणजे ऑटोट्रॉफ पासून गेलेली एनर्जी ही काय बरं, हर्बिवर्सला जाते, हर्बिवर्स टू कार्निवर्स जाते, बट इट इज नॉट रिटर्न टू ऑटोट्रॉफ्स. It means that we can say that it moves progressively through the various trophic level. It is no longer available to the previous level. Miss Tiger is not eaten by the deer. Deer is not eaten by the grass. Okay, and that's why this energy flow does not reverse, it does not come back. That's why we say that the energy flow is unidirectional. This is grass, this is deer, and this is tiger. Energy from the grass goes to deer, and energy from the deer to tiger, but not tiger is eaten by deer, and not deer eaten by the grass, and that's why there is no return flow. There is energy flow is unidirectional. What is second thing? The energy available to each trophic level gets diminished progressively due to the loss of energy at each level. I have told you that only 1% energy, sun energy, is captured by the producer, and only 10% energy goes to herbivorous, and only 10% energy goes to the carnivorous, and only 10% energy goes to the top carnivorous. It means that there is a loss of energy, tremendous loss of energy. In at the level of the producer, 90% energy is waste. Then 99% energy is waste, because only 1% is utilized. Then after that only 10% is used, means 90% is lost. Then again 90% is lost. Then again 90% is lost, and that's why this energy flow is reduced, diminished progressively. जसं आपण सामोरं जातो तसं काय बरं डिमिश होते आहे. Another interesting aspect of food chain is how unknowingly some harmful chemical enter in our bodies through the food chain. Yes, this is the modern problem. These are the modern problem. Another interesting aspect of food chain is how unknowingly some harmful chemical enter our bodies through the food chain. या फूड चेन मधून काय बरं आपल्याला काही काय बरं हार्मफुल थिंग्स मिळतात. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, we spray some poisonous insecticide on the plants so that the some bacteria or some insect may die, but that insecticide remain on food and it cannot be washed completely, and that's why it entered in our body. We drink water many times, it contains such insecticide chemicals, unwanted factors, and we eat same thing, and that's why it is said that unknowingly some harmful chemical enter our bodies through the food chain. You have read in 9th class how water get polluted. Water is polluted. We have read. One of the reason is that use several pesticide and other chemical to protect our crop from the disease and pest. These chemical either wash down into the soil or into the water bodies. See here, what is said? Whatever we use chemical as a pesticide, we use chemicals pesticide for what? To protect crops from disease and pests. These chemical either wash down in soil or into the water bodies. From the soil, these are absorbed by the plants along with water and mineral. When these poisonous things wash in the wash in the soil, then from the soil with the water and mineral, these poisonous things comes in the plant body. Okay, and from we eat plant body and we get this poisonous thing in our body. Or from water bodies, these are taken up by aquatic plant. If these things are goes into mix in the water, then these poisonous things are taken by the aquatic plants and animals. These things are eaten by the aquatic plant and animal. This is one of the way in which they enter the food chain. It means that whatever poisonous things, unwanted things, they remain either in soil or water. If they are soil, these poisonous things absorbed by the tree. They are absorbed by the trees. If they are in water, some aquatic plants or animals like fish, they get infected by this poisonous thing. The poisonous things comes in their body, and in this way, these unwanted thing, poisonous thing, chemicals come in the food chain. One of the way in which they entered in food chain. All these chemicals are not degradable. They are not degradable. They get accumulated progressively in each tropical level. Means they are accumulated. They are not degradable, but they are accumulated in a tropical level. They are accumulated in herbivorous animal. They can be accumulated in the primary consumer. They can be accumulated in the secondary consumer, top carnivorous, and as a result, human being acquire the top level in any food chain, and maximum concentration of this chemical get accumulate in our body. In this way, These unwanted poisonous chemical gets ultimately in our body through the food chain. From the foods, we get these chemicals not directly but from the food chain. This phenomena, this phenomena is known as biological magnification. Biological magnification means it is magnified by through the food chain. It is magnified through the living animals. This is reason why our food grains such as wheat, rice, vegetable, fruits, even meat contain very varying amount of pesticide residue. They cannot always be removed by the washing or other means. See here. This is reason why our food grains such as wheat, rice, vegetable, fruits, even meat contain varying amount of pesticide residues. Pesticide residues are in our food, in our body, because it entered through the our food. Because they cannot wash away or remove by washing and other means. They are not washed away, and that's why they remain in our body. Now we will discuss activity 15.3. The newspaper report about pesticide level in ready-made food item are often seen these days, and some states have banned this product. Debate in group need for such bans. Some pesticide chemicals are used. See vapors, there are vapors. They say that it has this and this chemical which will prevent these bacteria and fungi and other things. And we used to eat directly. We use potato chips, some kurkuras and some other things. Why they are not attacked? Why they are not attacked by bacteria? Because they use some chemical, some pesticide in that pocket. Nowadays, what happened? We are eating directly some chemical through these vapors. So many educated papa and mummy say that don't eat that. Why? Because we give the entry to the chemical directly in our body. They are harmful for the living bodies. If the chemicals which are used are harmful in living body, for the algae and bacteria and other thing, they are also harmful to our body, because in our body there are a lot of bacteria and there are a lot of some things which help us, and that's why some state ban this atom, and they are right, I think. Whatever you write, do you think it is right or not? Tell me. And why? What do you think would be the source of pesticide in this food atom? Could pesticides get into our bodies from this source through other food product too? Yes. Of course, some pesticides come from our vegetables and some pesticides come from directly in such process. Discuss what method could be applied to reduce our intake of pesticide. We have to think about these pesticide. How can we reduce such use of pesticides? Now we will stop here. Time is not allow me to